if you didn't see my 5-minute TikTok in parking lot rant of watching Madame Web, I had stuff to do, so ignore the pile of clothes, ignore the water jug, ignore all that shit. And I was gonna scream and yell about this movie. I really was. And I was going to put effort into this review. But then, after having a sleep and allowing my brain to comprehend this movie, why should I give this movie any energy? Any of my energy? Any of my effort? If the directors didn't put any effort, the editing didn't put any effort, the green screen, CGI didn't put any effort, the people who wrote the fucking script didn't put it. Nobody put any fucking energy into this movie. All the acting was wooden. The main bad guy, these characters are so forgettable. They are so bland, they are so boring, they are so just meh that I can't name you a single character's name other than Cassandra Webb, who becomes Madam Web. That's the only fucking character that sticks in my head. And even she looked bored during the filming of this film. She looked bored. Let me tell you something. As a small-time wannabe community theater actor myself, okay, I know where I am on the totem pole, people. I know where I am. But when I'm acting, you know what I do? I fucking act! I am the character! Nobody did this in this film. Nobody. Not a fucking soul. I think the most convincing performance in this film was people walking down the street. That was the best. This was a bad fucking film through and through. It's not just a bad superhero film. It's the worst fucking superhero film ever, by the way. So, as I said in my TikTok film, and I stand by it. I stand by it. If you were shitting on the Marvels, you can now shut the fuck up. Because Madam Web is your new, undisputed heavyweight champion of the worst fucking superhero film ever made. Ever. Ever. I dare you to find me a superhero movie, mainstream, that is fucking worse. Black Adam was better than this film. Black Adam was better than this film. The Marvels is better than this film. She-Hulk was better than this film. You can't name me a worse superhero movie or show. I fucking dare you. And if you say, I won't believe you, because I think you'll just be trolling. I really think you'll just be trolling. This movie is a fucking train wreck through and through. There is not one redeeming quality. You know how some movies are so bad that it's good? This movie is so bad it's fucking god-awful. I was confused during this movie. I was worse. Worse than confused. I was fucking bored. And you know a superhero movie is doomed to fail when Sony themselves, in a last-ditch effort to try to save some of it, they steer hard away from the superhero element of it in trailers to show that it's more of a thriller. It wasn't thrilling. It was boring. It was bland. It was meh. And I think that's the worst crime that a movie can make. So I didn't bring notes. Like, I should have brought, like, pen and paper so I could, like, write notes during the film so that I would be able to have points. So I watched a couple other people make, like, as they're going through, and I wrote notes, and I have about 3 pages of notes. about. So, and this is all going to be all over the goddamn place. So my last rant, my Star Wars rant, that got edited into a supercut. So unfortunately, that movie, I pretty much stayed linear. I kind of have notes all over the place of when I thought about shit. So I apologize, and I understand that was a one-time thing. And if you're looking at this video and you're like, fuck, I'm not editing through this long rant bullshit, I get it. So, the first thing I wrote when I sat down after allowing this movie to sink in my head was, Sony needs to stop shitting out these movies. They are diluting the product, which is a main complaint of the MCU. Everybody bitches about Disney and the MCU, about how they're cranking out too many shows and too many movies. Me personally, more. I like my superheroes. Gimme. But I'm in the minority. Maybe I'm a very quiet minority and there's a very loud, vocal minority, or you know what I mean? Like a very, I don't know. I don't know if I'm in the minority or not. Sometimes I feel that I am. Sometimes I feel that I don't, or that I'm not. But everybody complains that there's too much. There's too much. Okay. And the deal that Sony has with Marvel, who's now owned by Disney, is they have to release X amount of Spider-Man or Spider-Man related products, movies, and then they get to keep the license. Right? It's the same thing as why kind of the Hulk rights, at least I believe, the Hulk rights returned back to Disney because Universal was doing nothing with the Hulk. And if you don't do anything with the character that you bought the rights to for X amount of time, the rights go back to the original owner. So, when Sony had the rights, or got the rights to Spider-Man, the idea was, okay, Spider-Man. And Spider-Man, who's my personal favorite superhero, does have a large cast of characters. They have a lot of good villains. You know, Venom, Dr. Octavius, or Doc Octopus. They have the Kingpin. They have Morbius. I know the movie didn't do him right, but they have all these characters that you could literally just have really good Spider-Man movies with really good villains. But instead, Sony's like, fuck it. Instead of putting, you know, $200 extra million in one really good film, let's chunk up the $200 million into 3 shit products. Morbius was not a good film. I haven't watched it yet, but you know, when the overwhelming amount of people are telling me that it's garbage, it's probably, but I'll check it out myself. It's some more of my streaming services I have on here. But you have all these great villains and characters. But what Sony's doing is just, Craven Hunter, fucking, throw that to the wall. Morbius, Madam Web, and they're just throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks. And none of it's working. This movie didn't work. This movie was fucking so bad. I think, good lord, what was the friggin' budget for this movie? Let's find out. Madam Web wiki. Okay, the film, suspense thriller. It wasn't a superhero film. Okay, they spent. Good. Fuck you. Wow. Okay, the running time was 1 hour or 116 minutes. So 60 minutes is an hour. So the movie was only an hour and 16 minutes? Fuck you. No, it wasn't. It felt way fucking longer than that. Fuck you. That's a typo. That has to be a typo. That has to be. But look at the box office. Good. And I'll explain why that's good. I will explain why you spending $80 million and you only made 6.1 since yesterday. Fucking good. Alright, that's probably going to go up, but that's a great fucking start. And I'll explain why. Because money speaks, right? So if Sony looks at this and goes, oh shit, man, we lost a bunch of money on this one. We fucking lost it. Then that's going to make them go, oh, maybe we should spend the, what was it, 100 million? 80 million? I have horrible memory. What was it? 80 million. I know that's chump change to Sony. But maybe they should go, oh, fuck. Okay, let's not do that again. And put that extra 80 million into the next Spider-Man film. Whether it be ground-based or bigger event, it should be ground-based. Really should, because I want Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Punisher, and I want them all to fight Kingpin and his Sinister Six. They should do that. That would be a really good fucking film. There, Disney, I just pitched that to you. Just, there you go. Disney and Sony. There's a great idea. Take it. I will take my name in the credits of executive producer Matthew Ponyboy Allen. Ponyboy plays Allen. I'll take that. Okay? We'll work out the legal details later, but you heard it first here on Ponyboy Plays. Or Rants, depending. Okay, so. But yeah, like. Everybody needs. The writers need to be fired. The director, horrible. This does not help the actors at all. But I mean, when you're given a shit script, you know, you can only work with what you got. And if you have a shit script, it's going to be hard to save it. I get that. I really do. So maybe the actors did the best they could with this, but holy fuck. Okay, so what did I say here? The script, the dialogue is trash. It's very wooden. And I wish I could give you an exact example, but like one of the things is he was with my mom looking for spiders in the Amazon before she died. Like, nobody talks like that. It's very, let me tell you the background story. As instead of just making it like a natural discovery. So, the people who wrote the script, I think, were robots. Do you know what the problem we'll find out is Sony hired, they got like chat, chat, whatever it's called, the AI chat thing. And they said, write script of Madam Web, enter. And then they spent the 80 million trying to get the actors. Cause, fuck. So, the dialogue is garbage. It's not memorable. It's not even, like, every joke that they threw in there, not one fucking chuckle. Not one. Nobody laughed at anything. It was crickets. I don't even think the crickets made noise because like it was so bad. This was definitely a rushed product where Sony's like, see Disney, we have a Spider-Man related product, even though it's Spider-Man but not Spider-Man. But let's make all the references to Spider-Man, like Uncle Ben and the parents, Mary and I forget Peter Parker's father's name, but like let's have all the references. Like, it's almost a Spider-Man film, but they don't say Spider-Man because they don't want it to be Spider-Man, even though but the main villain is dressed up exactly like Spider-Man. And they were like, oh, who he's like a spider person. Fuck off. But it's still in the Spider-Man universe, right? So it's in its own standalone movie, but yet they constantly say all these Easter eggs to Spider-Man that lead to fucking nothing because it's not a Spider-Man film. But because it is a Spider-Man film, they can say, hey, Disney, we're putting out this movie, so you can't take the rights from us. Here, we're contractually obligated to shovel this shit out. This is like fucking shovelware. This is fucking shovelware. And if you don't know what shovelware is like just when you have really bad fucking games that you just release for free because it's just fucking trash. And freeware would be like when you give like a demo for the game, and then you beat the demo, and then it'd be like, hey, to get the floppy disk, call 1-800. Yeah, I'm showing my age. Fuck off. But it's not freeware because they charge you to see this atrocity. It's a Spider-Man film, but it's not a Spider-Man film. It alludes to all the Spider-Man references of, oh fuck. They make so many references to Spider-Man, but it's not a Spider-Man film, and it's fucking stupid. I reference how they make one of the most inspirational quotes of Spider-Man a fucking throwaway gag. Okay, there it is. Yeah, no. I'll get back to Ben Parker here in a second. The main character, Cassie Webb. Oh, she's distant. The actor sounds bored. I don't know if the character was meant to be bored, but like they meant to make her awkward. But she's distant and she's bored, and despite the fact she's a fucking EMT, she has like almost no. She has no connection with people. She doesn't want to help anybody. Well, if you don't want to help people, why the fuck are you an EMT? Right? The whole point of that job is helping people. Explain that to me, Sony. Explain that to me. Why is Cassandra... Yeah, Cassandra. Why is Cassandra Webb, who you don't even understand the fucking character because you completely fucking rewrote her. And we're going to get that to here in a second. Okay, yeah, no, we got rid of that. Yeah, she's not likable. I did not want her to win. And maybe just because of the editing, but her seeing the future over and over and over and over, like, that made me think, okay, is she, like, if you didn't know anything about this movie, is she seeing the future or is she stuck in a time loop? The movie did not do a very good job explaining that until much later in the film. And it was just yucky, badly edited. Like when she also climbed into the car trying to save the dude when the car went down. That was like shot on like by like 5 different people. It felt like, because there was 5 different views of like, she would be like standing in the car and the camera would pan back to Ben for like 2 seconds. He'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. And she'd be like in a completely fucking different position inside of the car where there'd be no time for her to get in there safely and switch herself around. Right? Like, it's... Anyway, she's not likable. I'm speeding through this here. And I did write, but why is her powers only working at this age now? I guess because with the near-death experience, that triggered her psychic ability, but how? It was a physical, her falling into the thing. Unless it was her life that was in danger, and she's so important to the destiny that that's when it, I guess? But it was so poorly explained, and so poorly, the reasons behind it didn't make a whole lot of sense, because in the comic books, she's a mutant. She's one of the most powerful mutants ever, and she was born blind, she was born paralyzed, I forget the name of the condition she had, but she was wheelchair bound, and, you know, she just, I think that's all those characters. I think that's true, that she was born blind. But because she was a mutant, she had, like, crazy strong telepathy, and crazy strong telekinesis, and, able to see the future, and stuff like that, like, you know, like Charles Xavier, like, powerful mind stuff. And the issue with that, though, is Sony couldn't say mutant. Sony couldn't use the original origin story of her being a mutant, because the term mutant is owned by Disney, because Mutant was first Fox, and then when Disney bought Fox, they gained the right to the X-Men and the term usage of mutant. But Sony doesn't own that. So they created a whole new origin story, and of course it had to do with spiders, but you can't say Spider-Man. They were spider people. And they all looked dumb. The spider people, by the way. The costumes were fucking garbage. And I don't remember the main spider dude's name. But he had this power of he could soul punch the fuck out of you. Right? Like, he was able to punch her soul into the web. He was able to punch Cassandra Webb's soul out of her, like Doctor Strange. But they don't explain how he's able to do that, because if we're all using our logic of spiders, spiders don't punch your soul out of your asshole. They don't. And spiders also don't bite you and cure every fucking magical disease ever. There's, like, at least in Spider-Man, when a spider bites you, okay, spiders make web. Shoot webs. Spider climb on walls. Okay, climb walls. The spider sense is a little like, that was always kind of weird, but, you know, alright, spider sense, cool. Spiders can lift proportionate to their weight several times. So Spider-Man can lift stuff. Like all that stuff makes somewhat sense. But spiders don't punch your soul out of your dick. They don't. You show me one spider that does that. Show me one. I'll wait. So, okay, well, earlier in the movie, the spider bites her mother, and I instantly thought Blade. Like, the powers went through the mother to the baby, so I was like, well, that's not original, because that's Blade. That's how Blade was made. Far better fucking movie. Like, the original Blade movies, as cheesy as they were at least good. They had action. They made sense. There was a plot. It wasn't just meandering, drag your feet along, and at least the actors tried in that film. Somewhat. So fucking bad. It's... So, what did I write here? But why are her powers only working now? Is she a mutant? No, Sony don't have the rights to that. She just gets them because plot. Supposed to be the accident, but why the accident? Was it her fate to almost die, then almost to be brought back? Like, yeah. Like, I don't know why that was needed. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about, Madam Web and her powers. Let's talk about that for a sec. And related to her powers, how can she be in many places at once? I looked this up. Can Madam Web actually astro project? And upon checking Wiki, no. She never had that ability. That was just pulled out of Sony's asshole. It was just so that when the three other girls were, this is towards the end of the movie, were hanging on for dear fucking life, and he's like, or the bad guy, Elias, he's like, you can't save all three! That's not what he sounded like, but at least I'm giving him a character. You can't save all three! You need to make a choice! Oh, we'll get to fucking him in a second. And then she's like, no, I can save them all. And then, like, she astro projects three of herself at them. I will. Here, it's like, just in case you don't fucking believe me. If you're like, oh, Matthew, you're being too hard. I'll fucking show you. I will show you. Come on. Okay. Cassandra Webb. Okay, here we go. Her abilities. Clairvoyance. And clairvoyance is the ability to, it's claimed to acquire information that would be considered impossible to get through scientifically proven sensations. It's classified as extrasensory perception, or a sixth sense. So ESP. She's able to, like read your minds. Precognition. Precognition is like the ability to see things before they happen, and telepathy is, well, telepath, and gifted intellect. So she's super, super smart. Cassandra Webb is not super, super smart. She is not presented to be on the level as Tony Stark, or Peter Parker, or Richard Reed, or Bruce Banner. Nothing. Because she's just a regular EMT. Not shitting on EMTs. I'm not. But she's not. Like, it's stupid. So here on Wikipedia, you see that, right? I'm not making shit up. Sorry about the camera. So that was just pulled out of Sony's asshole. That was just completely fucking made up. It has nothing to do with fucking anything about Madam Web. It has nothing. Oh God. Okay. And I know her mom was researching the spiders, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna go, or when she was pregnant, they're like, hey, your baby's going to be born with, I know it's not spina bifida, but I don't remember what the disease is called, and I'm not looking up on the phone again for that. It's some disease. And the mother's like, oh, no, I'm going to, we'll find this treatment. So how does she find out about the spider? Like, okay, so she went to South America, Peru, to find these spiders that are apparently supposed to cure you with a bite. Or they have some magical ability according to lore. But how did she know about them? The movie never explained how she found out about the spiders. She just knew, like, oh no, I have this great disease. I know, or my baby has this great disease. I know, I'll just go to Peru in the forest and look for the spider. What? The movie never explains that. Nobody told her. And you never see her find out. You see the notes of her research after, but how do you... I just don't... Dude, I have ADHD, but that doesn't mean that I just all of a sudden jump on a plane and fly to the fucking Antarctica and look for the magical jewel that will cure my ADHD, because I have no fucking evidence of anything. She had no fucking evidence that the spiders in Peru would be able to cure her. The movie never explains that. You just find her there and she's looking for it. How? Why? What? Nothing. I'm gonna save that for the end there. So I was talking about the main villain. I think I'm calling him Elias. That's not his name, but the character is so unmemorable, so forgettable, that I'm not even gonna fucking worry about it. So the main villain, he wants to be able. He's having these dreams of these 3 spider girls who wear the worst fucking superhero costumes, by the way. It is so fucking cheesy. It is so fucking bad. And the thing is they weren't going for bad. They were trying, I think they were being serious, and it fucking train wrecked. It was so goddamn bad. It was horrible. So the main villain, anyway, is having these visions of these girls killing him. And he's like, okay, I need to stop this shit. I need to stop them. So what does he do? He somehow is able to track down unnamed NSA agent, National Security Agent, and he ends up banging her. And I guess I have no game, because all it takes to fuck a really attractive, like a, you know, a not a bad looking woman, is you pick up a fucking magazine or whatever the fuck was on the floor and you just pass it to her. You don't say, hi, my name is. You don't go, hey, you're really pretty. Or you don't go like, yes, I'm a musical, yeah. All you gotta do is pass her a fucking magazine or the bill of the play or what the fuck ever. All you gotta do is give that to her and you are fucking knocking boots that night. And she won't be creeped out that you have a giant thing in the middle of your apartment with a spider running around. Like that, no, that's hot, I guess. I don't know. The movie puts no thought in this fucking movie, so maybe I shouldn't be thinking about it this hard. But, and he shares the fact that he's fucking having these nightmares with the girl he's fucking. And she's like, oh, that's weird. And she's not, like, trying to leave. And she, like, reaches for the gun. after fucking him. Like, Honey Boo Boo, like, you should have got the weird vibes from him beforehand. And what kind of national security agent carries their fucking work information on them when they're doing something private? Why would you carry your NSC, you know, the card that would be able to hack into shit like computers? Why would you have that on your person? That should be left at home or at work, not on the nightstand of the dude who you just got done fucking. Worst agent ever. Worst agent ever. Like, so apparently this card that she has gives her fucking unlimited access to every camera in the world or America. I don't fucking know, and I don't care at this point. The fact is that is super convenient for the plot that he's able to scan every fucking camera. I don't understand, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of cameras. Does he also hack into people's private home cameras? There's thousands of cameras in the city alone, and at most on the 4 or 5 computer screens she has, maybe there's 50. So what is the point of having this girl? There was a girl, I don't remember her name, of sitting at the table or at the desk scanning all these live feeds when you click a feed to watch another one for a bit, you're probably going to miss, like, the numbers didn't, like, am I making sense here? Of how stupid that plan is? Of, even if you had access to all the cameras, you could only access so many cameras at one time. Because you only have one person looking at the kid. I'm getting way mad. I thought I was chilled about this, but this makes no fucking sense. And little did you know that when you're at a stoplight, it's controlled by somebody with a computer. According to this movie, if I have the password, I can just go on the computer and do that, and it's a green light, or it's a red light, or it's a yellow light. Maybe just because I live in a small fucking town, lights don't do that. Lights are timed. They are timed every so often to change colored light, depending on the, like, how busy that road is. Like, it depends. Like, if you're on a side road that's interfering with a main road, your red light is going to be way longer than the main road's red light, because they need more access than you do. That kind of thing. Does that make sense? And you can just change it, apparently. There was a scene where the 3 girls that were just in the woods that made a fire, even though they should have no way of making a fire unless somebody had a lighter, but nobody smoked. So why would you need to have a lighter on you? Anyway, so they had the 3 girls. They had Nerdy, they had Illegal Immigrant, and they had Bitch. Because I don't remember the characters' names. I can't even call them Spider-Woman because none of them were Spider-Women! They were just teens! And the commercial for the fucking movie was like, oh yeah, check out all the Spider-Girls. And I was like, alright, cool. Spider-Girls. I'm cool with that. I like Spider-Gwen. I like her in Spider-Verse. She's awesome. I like these characters. Right? Or it doesn't have to be Peter Parker Spider-Man. I like multiple Spider-Man. Let's see what these girls are. They're not Spider-Women! They were Spider-Women in Buddy's dreams that weren't really the future, and they had a teaser at the end of the movie of, oh yeah, you like Madam Web? Well, get ready for the sequels. Nobody wants to see the fucking sequels because nobody asked for this movie. Jesus fuck. Okay, so when you had Dorky, Illegal Immigranty, and Bitchy, That's right. That's their names now. They were in the woods making a fire because Cassandra had to go home to read notes about what the fuck is happening. They're like, I'm going to spend money because my parents don't love me, but they left me money. And like all these girls, they go to Cassandra Webb to be the mummy figure, even though, that's another fucking thing. Let me share this thought before I forget. Okay, so all three of these people don't have parents. Okay, they're all fucking orphans. They're all Orphan Annie. A legal immigrant girl. Her dad got deported, so she just stays in the apartment. How does she survive? Not addressed. How does she pay the bills? How does she eat? Not addressed. Dorky. Her mom went to the psych ward because she had a bad dealing with the breakup, and Daddy, who apparently has custody, doesn't want her living with him, so she just kind of fucks off. Why is she not in child custody? Why is she not in foster care? Not addressed. Nobody gives a fuck. And Bitchy, her parents are always away, and she lives with the housekeeper. And her main thing is flipping people off and not being nice. She's bitch. Bitch. Did I mention she's a bitch? Because she was a bitch. So you have these fucking three idiots, and they just move in with Madam Webb at the end of the movie, and nothing. And shouldn't the hotel or the apartment owner of a legal immigrant girl, shouldn't he be aware of what the father got deported? Like be like, hey, he's not gonna pay rent because he got deported. Like that is a fucking plot hole that never gets addressed, and I just thought of it now. So, and the girls. Okay, so the girls. When I'm gonna get back to my original point. When Cassandra goes to save them from Spider Guy, because he can't say Spider-Man, Spider Guy, and then it's revealed after she steals the 18th fucking car. Oh yeah, she's also Grand Theft Auto multiple times in this movie. Not a fucking consequence. No jail. Not even a fucking ticket. Not even public service. Nothing. Don't worry about it. You can steal cars. Fuck it. Girl power. I don't know. Whatever. Explain this to me. If this was a thriller in any other movie, or I know you're supposed to have the suspension of disbelief, but when you fucking steal vehicles and you're accused of stealing people, you can hop on a fucking plane and fly to Peru and then come back and there's nobody at the airport to arrest you. I fucking guarantee you, if I was accused of kidnapping 3 teenage girls and I went to, and police were looking for me and I went to the fucking nearest airport, there would be fucking SWAT shoving batons down my fucking throat and up my ass. And rightfully so, because they think I stole people. But she can just go to Peru. Not a problem. Nobody cares. She can come back. No warrants. Nothing. Fuck, I'm going off on fucking tangents and I have notes to go by. But this movie, fucking atrocity. This movie should be saved and shown to future art students and film students. This is how you don't make a film. If you make a film on this level, you are hereby revoked of your certificate, your degree in filmmaking. Because clearly we taught you wrong, or clearly you didn't learn a fucking thing. I haven't made a film in my life, and I fucking know for a fact I could write a film better than this. I could write a film better than this. I could direct a better film than this. I could put on a better acting performance than this film. And that's not bragging, because anybody could! Anybody! I could walk down the fucking street and be like, hey, you want to be in a Spider-Man movie, but it's not a Spider-Man movie? I'll give you an A&W fucking coupon. And then we can make a film. Let's make a film. Anyway, so these fucking girls that were left in the fucking woods by Madam Web, she just fucks off for a bit. They're like, let's go spend money at the diner that was like a mile back. And they just cut through the woods, and they know exactly how to get there through the woods, because I guess Bitchy has a built-in GPS in her head. I guess. I don't know. So, and they had a fire, and they just leave the fucking fire. I noticed that watching the film. I was like, nobody's gonna kick dirt on that? No? Okay. Right? And, anyway, so then the girls end up eating at a diner. Fine. I have no issue with that. I like eating at diners like that. We have one around here. It's called the Big Stop. And great food, by the way. Great food. So then, like, the girls notice a bunch of boys sitting in the corner. And the boys are minding their business. The boys are not being assholes at all. They're minding their business. They're eating, and they're laughing, and they're joking. They're just bros. They're dudes being just chill, they're just dudes, right? But then the girls just walk over and step on their fucking table and start dancing. Why is nobody stopping this? Like, if I was eating my french fry, and I don't care how good looking the woman is, if she's standing on my desk dancing, bitch, you better not get the fucking mud on my hamburger. Get off my table. Maybe that's, I don't know, probably, that's why you're single, because you would tell a beautiful woman to fuck off. Yeah, when I'm eating poutine, fuck off. That's my time. That's me time. Get out of here. So, like, yeah, they don't care if there's mud or leaves or nothing. Just, I thought that was stupid. What was my next note? Oh, back to the spider guy in the forest, the one that was teaching her, like, oh, you have a great destiny. He's just wearing, like, casual clothes, but they're supposed to be in the middle of the fucking forest in Peru. So, how does he have the ability to go to Walmart? Is Walmart clear-cutting part of the forest, and he can just roll in and get a t-shirt for $8? Because, and even if he can't, how can he afford it? He lives in the middle of the forest! It would be different if he wore, like animal skin and, like, traditional Aboriginal of that era. Because I know you can't, like, have them naked or anything. I know it's a film, but, like, whatever the fuck they wear. Right? Like, have them wear that. Nope. White t-shirt, and I think he wore, like, fucking khakis. How? You're in the middle of the goddamn forest, supposed to be secluded from society and the rest of the world. That bothered me. I don't know why it bothered me, but that's also the scene where he soul punched her, and her soul flew out of her body. I said in the trailer. Oh, and I was just talking about the Spider Girls and how they're not in the film. I already said that, but in the trailer, if you're looking for Spider Girls, you ain't getting it really. You're getting flashes, but the things you see were Buddy's or a Spider Guy's vision of the three of them killing him, even though that never fucking happens, because, big plot twist, it was always Madam Web! But so he didn't see the future. At all, because he was fighting the three girls, but in the real future, the three girls were just fucking there as no purpose. So, what you've seen in the trailer of Spider-Girls doesn't happen. It's a possible future, but it doesn't happen. It is on the same fucking level as in Twilight. Yes, I'm referencing Twilight. It's the same vibe as Twilight, where the only cool thing in the entire fucking series that happened was that vampire/werewolf versus the evil Jedi Council battle where they're like ripping each other's fucking heads off and like ripping each other in two, and they're like, like something actually happened in that film. It didn't happen. It was just a future. It happened, but it didn't happen. So fuck you. So if you're looking for Spider Women in this Spider-Man but not Spider-Man movie, you're not going to get Spider Women because it doesn't happen in this Spider-Man film. That's not really a Spider-Man film. Fuck you. Fuck you, Sony. Fuck you, Madam Web. I don't know why, or at least the Sony movie portion, because I like Sony. I like PS4 and 5, right? So just in case Sony wants to revoke my PlayStation Plus subscription. Like, don't do that, alright? I'm being harsh on you because I love you. I'm being tough because you need tough love. So, and speaking of the three girls and how it was in the vision of Spider Guy, so he sees the three girls, but he's never seen them before, but he knows what they look like through the vision. But it was always Madam Web that was going to kill him. It was always the future, so he can see the future too. Why was he having these dreams? What was the point of him having these dreams? Spider Guy does not have telepathy or telekinesis or anything like that. He doesn't have the ability to see the future. So why was he able to see this future? Who put it inside of his head? How? I don't remember the movie explaining this at all. Like, at all. So speaking of telepathy, here's my following note. Though, yes, Webb does have telepathy, how come Elias, I keep calling him Elias, how come he's acting like telepathy was just a normal thing? Like, when she went back to the building, I forget which building it was, I don't think it was a Pepsi building. Speaking of, when I'm ranting for a very long time, I think I need a drink. No product placement in this rant. That's exactly what this fucking movie did. This movie was the adventures of Madam Web and Pepsi Cola. Like, it'd be different if they held like a can like this. Like, it's Coke. Or even that. But it was always placed perfectly like this. In every fucking... Oh, I'm sorry. There. Is that good? Is that good? Is that good, Coca-Cola? Like this, like... I'm starting to think that Sony didn't put out any fucking money for this film. The $80 million budget was all flipped by Pepsi. Because this was just one long-ass, boring-ass commercial for Pepsi Cola. And, on you, Pepsi. I don't like Pepsi. So, it didn't work. And if anything, this movie made me hate Pepsi more. So, I'm not even going to buy Pepsi for a friend. Not even. Your trickery has backfired on you. Stupid. So, anyways. So, in this building that he was at, or that she went to, she apparently initiated a telepathic connection with him because they're having a conversation of like, you need to tell me where they are. Tell me where they are and I'll leave you alone. Or something like that. And she's acting like it's normal. And he's acting like it's normal. Though this is the first time that she ever used her telepathic ability. She's not like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? Why are you in my head? Like, that would make sense. Or he's like, oh, what the fuck's going on? Why are you in my head? And she's like, I don't know. Why are you in my head? This must be part of the legend where spiders have telepathy. Even though spiders don't have telepathy. But whatever. Like, but they're just like, it was normal for them. They don't explain it. I feel like there's a scene cut out of explaining why they were able to have this telepathy. But fuck it. Fuck it. Okay. Let's see here. Not a single joke worked. It was all dead on arrival. This movie's brought to you by Pepsi. Lots of marketing cash. Even having, like, when they're having the battle and a firework. Okay, so they went to a building towards the end of the movie, they had a building where she was like, okay, I know exactly what we can do. So we'll go to this abandoned fireworks because it's an unsafe, unlevel building. So why wouldn't they remove the fireworks? At least why didn't they remove all the fireworks? Like by them, I mean the people who own the building. Remove all the fireworks, or at the very, 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 very least, have it all fenced off. Nope, wide open. Anybody can walk in and steal the fireworks in this building that is about to apparently fall over at any fucking second. But fear not, because this factory is brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Because on the very top of the fucking building, in big neon lights, Pepsi Cola. You can't write any fucking dumber. I guess Pepsi was like, no! More commercial! We need more Pepsi representation! Put a Pepsi logo on the top of the fucking building! Do it! We're paying for the movie! It must have been. That must have been how the movie or the meeting went. It had to have been. Had to have been. It's the only thing that makes sense in a movie that makes no sense. Why is it fenced up? For safety. Not in the city budget, or not thought of at all during the shitty script. Okay. I already talked about the kidnapping the 3 teenage girls. Boring, bad CGI. Yup. Acting was meh at best. What did I say about the villain here? I know the villain is in barefeet at his place, and he always wears boots when he's out chasing the girls. So wearing the boots makes kind of sense, but I don't know why it was in his bare feet. The movie never explains that. Like, in the comics, he needed to be bare feet so he could stick to walls. Right? But in the movie, he wears boots and he sticks to the walls just fine. So I think it was like an Easter egg of like, hey, the character's barefoot. But in the movie, it makes no fucking sense why he's barefoot in his apartment. Did he just not like wearing shoes? Did he did his feet stink and he just needed to air them out? Like, I don't get it. Somebody please explain that to me. What did I say? Spider-Man reference, but he's like a spider guy, right? What else here? Fuck. Mary and Ben Parker. Okay. Peter Parker's mother and uncle. So it's a nice reference. I say that sarcastically. But since it's a standalone universe, that means fucking nothing. And they were like, oh, look, it's Uncle Ben. Oh, look. All the fun and none of the responsibility. Because it implies that the baby is going to be Peter. They don't say that. But Uncle Ben and the mother's Mary, it's Peter. So what a way to take the iconic line of, with great power comes great responsibility, one of the most iconic superhero quotes ever, and I think it relates to true life, that if you have, the ability to do something good, you have the responsibility to do it. And they just say, none of the responsibility. Get it? It's a joke! It's a joke! Fuck you, Madam Web. It wasn't a funny joke. Like, I'm not offended. Like, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna, cry about it. But it was a dumb joke. Not a fucking single in the theater. Not one. Not one! So, yeah, the teenage girls were one-dimensional, boring. The costumes were fucking garbage. The main villain, how did he even get his powers? Spider Dude was bit, but we don't see him get bit. Did he do, a blood transfusion? We don't see that. Did he do, ooh, kooky magic? He just steals a spider and then he has the powers. We have no idea how he got it. We don't know. It's not even expositioned. This movie is, heavy on exposition. Such as that line earlier I said, he was with my mom on the night before she died when she was in the Amazon looking for spiders. Nobody talks like that. But we didn't even get exposition for that. Oh, God. Okay. What else here? What else? Okay, we're almost done. We're almost done the notes here. We're almost done. Okay. So, despite the fact that Cassandra Webb in the comics was born blind and paralyzed and a mutant, but because we have a pretty actress, we can't have her be blind and in a wheelchair. And we can't mention from the start, God forbid that we follow comic book lore. God forbid. So, and we can't call her a mutant because we don't have the rights to that. Even though I'm pretty sure you could be like, hey, Disney, since we're working together now, can we... What? No, fucking doesn't matter. So, she's not wheelchair bound or blind. Important part of being, Madam Web. Instead, what happens to her later, she gets hit. She's underwater, and fireworks are like protruding from the boss battle that she had, and with Spider Guy, and fireworks go into the water and hit her in the eyes, and it blinds her. Even though that fireworks don't work like that. Like, fireworks were like blowing up the fucking building. I don't think fireworks are fucking Patriot missiles. Unless these were the most powerful fucking fireworks I've ever seen in my life. And I don't think they work underwater. I really don't think they work underwater. But it goes underwater and it hits her in the eye and now she's blind. Okay, I will go with the assumption that fireworks still work underwater. You know what? Hang on. Let's fucking... Sorry for the cursing. Let's... Do fireworks work underwater?
According to ScienceDirect.com, unbeknownst to most lay handlers of recreational fireworks, the blast effect of even a small explosive charge is magnified significantly when detonated underwater, turning a modestly charged firework into a potentially deadly weapon.
Okay, so it's the explosion. It's the blast effect. So it's the shock wave, not the actual explosion itself. It was the shock wave from the firework. Her brain would just explode. But no, the firework hits her right in the eye as a normal firework. If you're a firework expert, explain to me if that's even possible. So it hits her in the eye, and now she's blind. But then the next scene, you see her in that, like she has the wheelchair, like she can't move. How? She just fell in water. How did that break her? How did she break her back or her neck? That's never explained. It's just, you just see her and she's got the fucking, I don't have my eye mask, but like the glasses, and she's like, yes, the future is even brighter. I can see it now. Like, fuck off. Like, they always have to do the. There's always that joke of the blind person that, I see, said the blind man. Like that joke. So, I don't know how she broke her fucking back, but she did. And so, for the first time, she's actually Madam Web in a movie called Madam Web in the last 15 seconds of the movie. Well, she's not really Madam Web, but you know what I mean. And the girls, the movie, she's like, I don't know exactly what's happening in the future, but there'll be these 3 spider women will be ready for the call or something along those lines. Even though the movie, you have no idea how these 3 women get their spider powers. It's like you see them in their horrible fucking costumes. You see the girl, Bitchy, with the claws, like the Spider-Man Tony Stark claws, and then you see Dorky, in the white one, and then you have a legal immigrant. Like, they're all posing, even though it looks very awkward, and the costumes are fucking horrendous. And my head hurts. My head hurts from this entire experience of watching the movie, and then having to write notes about the movie, and then having to relive it. I thought I wasn't going to get this mad, and I got really mad. no, I know they were trying to be like, hey, there's a sequel. Nobody wants a sequel. Nobody wanted this fucking atrocity. Nobody wants a sequel. Sony, what you need to do is, I will tell you this. If, and I have a strong suspicion it's going to be fucking trash, if Kraven the Hunter is on the same level as Madam Web and Morbius, if this Kraven the Hunter movie is a fucking 2 out of 10, a 3 out of 10, right? Like Angry Joe, I watched his review the other night and he gave it a 2 out of 10. I think I said last night in my notes as well, I said 3 out of 10. This movie is so fucking bad that if Kraven the Hunter also is below a 5, if it's a 5 or below, Sony, you need to turn around, look at Disney, and sign over the Spider-Man rights. Because you are damaging the franchise. You are damaging the goodwill of not just Spider-Man fans, but superhero fans, MCU fans. You are damaging the reputation, you are damaging the quality, and you are damaging the trust. And you are contributing to what people are complaining about with the superhero fatigue. Because if this level of fucking shit is what you have coming up, if this is an indication of what you think will pass as a good movie, you need to, and if you're not going to fire any of your writer buddies, your director buddies, producer buddies, if you're not going to can any of them, put them on different projects, go to Disney and sign over that the entire Spider-Man library, the entire everything, all the movies, all the shows, everything that you own, you give it back to Disney. And if you want to make some money off it, you say, okay, Disney, give us $1 billion. Disney would give you $1 billion to have unlimited access and 100% creative control and 100% merchandise owning rights of Spider-Man. They would do it. And then you wouldn't get to make horrible fucking shit movies anymore, at least when it comes to Spider-Man, and you can go do fucking something else. I don't know, Sony. I am not exaggerating. I am not just saying things to say things. I still stand by, if you think Marvel's is a worse film, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Or you're being a troll. Because my best friend would be like, Marvel's was worse than this movie. He would be an asshole just to be an asshole, just to get a reaction out of you. This is the worst fucking superhero movie I've ever seen in my life. And I'm damn near 40. This is the worst movie ever. The worst superhero movie ever. And it's an early fucking contender for worst movie of 2024. If you are starting off the year with a 3 out of 10, on the plus side, I don't think you can get much worse. Right? Anyways, I'm done bitching. I didn't mean for this to be an hour long. I really didn't. And I'm sure I forgot shit. But I can only complain so much. And if you made it this far, then you're a very patient human being, and I appreciate you. If you want to hear more rambles of bad movies and me playing video games, follow me here on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, www.twitch.tv/PonyboyPlays, TikTok, PonyboyPlays 1985, and Twitter at Pony_boy_plays. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I should clean up this pigsty of a room. Fuck, Madam Web. Jesus Christ. Oh, there is a positive. There's no post-credit scene. So, once the credits hit, you can get the fuck out of the theater sooner and start questioning your life choices. Fucking Madam